No, no, it's over there. Nope. Yep. Okay. After solving a whole bunch of technical issues, we finally managed to send one file from one computer to a different computer in 21st century, and now the projector just doesn't work. I don't know what happened. Can you try to plug it out and in? Yeah. Wyciągnij. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we don't need this one. Yes, I think we're there. Okay, yes. So please welcome on stage Mariusz Szyma on Decred.
Hi everyone, and thanks for having me, Tomek. All this technical stuff only to show the cool animation. So please take a look at them. No. Okay. I would just want to talk briefly today about Decred and the road to digital currency governance. So I'm a community manager for Decred, a contractor, so to say, a contributor to the Decred community. Yeah, quick agenda. I would like to talk about governance in cryptocurrencies in general, Decred governance, and Polity, which is our governance platform, one of those, and what we have in line for this year and beyond. So, in general, let's just quickly talk about what blockchain governance is. I'm not sure if you're aware, but every cryptocurrency has a governance model. Everyone has it. Decred, Bitcoin, Ethereum, but it's just basically it's not talked about a lot. We only emphasize it a lot because it's important to us. For example, Lisk also has one, like delegated proof of stake, right? Where you select the delegators. That's one example of governance. So in general, governance has different meanings to different people. For example, we can talk about the consensus model governance, how the consensus model works, how the protocol works, what the rules are, how we define those rules and how we change them, how we talk about funding of the cryptocurrency, what do you spend the money for example, and how you manage the software development process, the marketing process, or basically the project management process. So Decred emphasizes everything about all those types of governance. And yeah, governance this year is also, I think, a hot topic. So it also is related to providing a change mechanism, a process to changing the cryptocurrency itself. So for example, or the protocol or the consensus model itself. So for example, it does mean, for example, the changing of the block size to 2 megabytes, or switching to SegWit, like for Bitcoin, for example, right? And it also covers the governance dispute process. So basically, again, with SegWit, who needs to talk with who in order to define what changes need to happen on the network. And like I said, it's a big topic right now in the cryptosphere, especially with other networks popping up with emphasizing the governance of those tokens, like Tezos, for example. And basically, we also need to realize that the moment we are living right now can be untenable in some point of the future. We also need to focus on the fact that our network needs to be fork resistant, right? So again, this has happened to Bitcoin previously, and right now also what's happening in the cryptosphere and in blockchain governance is, yeah, people yelling at you what your protocol is doing on Twitter or not. And again, blockchain governance is very, very important for the longevity of the project. So just imagine where we, because we are a start of the crypto world. Just imagine where we need to be in 20 years, for example. So what is Decred? Decred is a digital autonomous currency. It was created to solve the problems that we've seen it with the governance model in Bitcoin. And Decred actually is one of the first currencies that emphasizes the and puts stakeholders in charge, basically, of the whole process of governance. Not miners, not developers, but people that hold Decred and can decide what to do with the system. And it's an opt-in model, so you can decide, you can participate, but you don't have to, basically. And the Decred governance model covers a couple of things. So basically, it's a two-tier system that formalizes the dispute resolution, that defines the change mechanism, basically, and the expenditures. I will talk deeply about that in a minute. But it's also a system that that covers decentralized governance. So it's not relied upon one person. It makes sure that the network is future-proof to improve the network and make those changes. It also assures that everybody's voice is there, and your voice and your decisions is not going to be deleted, right? So if you want to propose something, some change, nobody can hold you back. And it also allows to make the system fork resistant. So Decred helps with that. So there's I think a quite famous quote from Chris Brinirske, which is, I think, a known guy from an investor in Decred, actually. So his quote is, "Decred killer feature is a good governance, and with good governance you can have any feature you want." So I really love this feature because it's the key. It describes Decred very well, right? So let me just show you what I mean about the governance model in detail. So those two layers that we have right now is basically, the first tier is an on-chain tier, and it allows us to make decisions about the protocol itself, hard fork decisions, anything that needs to, have very deep implications to the system, and it allows you to have a controlled hard fork. So again, if you want to change the block size to 2 megabytes, for example, then there's the discussion online. A proposal is created. You can see the code up front that needs to be implemented. It's actually implemented in the miners clients and also in the wallets. And if 95% people upgrade, then we can start voting on the decision if we want to implement it or not. Then it's basically a month of decision. If 75% of voters decide to, yes, let's implement it, then again there's 1 month of waiting period. So for example, exchanges can update their code, and then the code is automatically turned on, basically, because it's already on the blockchain. You don't need to have someone manually switching on. And what is also cool, that it enables us to deal with unknowns. Again, we are very early. We don't know what crypto will be like in 5-10 years, and what black swan event could happen, basically. So this helps us to prevent us that in implementing, for example, a quantum. For example, let's say quantum mechanics enable us to disable the security model of with the cryptographic the hash function, so we could implement very quickly in a couple of months a solution to that. So that's one of those tiers, and I would like to quickly show you basically how that looks like in real life. I had my my wallet on my laptop, but I just want to show you a screenshot. So basically, in our wallet, in our Decredition wallet, you have a tab which is called Governance, which shows you how much there's amount, because we have a pool of money from every block that from every block there's 10% goes to our treasury, and from that on we can decide what to spend that money. And we have like consensus change votes, so on-change votes, and right now we are deciding on the enabling of Lightning Network on the Decred, additional Lightning Network settings that we need to turn on in order to have Lightning Network active. So you basically can vote with your tickets that you buy for Decred. Okay, so that's tier number 1. Tier number 2 is Polity, which is an off-chain stakeholder community proposal network. Basically, if you go right now to proposal.decred.org, you can see proposals that people have put there, and it's basically a solution that helps people to spend the Decred treasury in a decentralized manner. So if, for example, somebody would like to integrate Decred in their exchange, they can basically create a proposal, and then the community votes if we should activate that, if we should spend that money on the integration or not, or if we could, or we can decide, for example, how we to which events we go this year and how much funding we need for that. And it's also the censorship resistant is also connected to the blockchain, which with answering and smart contracts basically. And quickly, let me just show you how that looks like. So basically, again, that's the wallet, the Decredition wallet, basically my wallet right now. And you can go to governance proposal and then see what actually right now we are voting on. So here's a bug bounty program that was released 4 months ago, and people decided, okay, let's give everyone, I don't know how much it was, like $2,000 I think, for a bug that someone finds, and the community decided, okay, let's do it. And and then that's the real life site, proposal.decred.org, where we actually did somebody created a proposal for a decentralized exchange, and the proposal was first off for we need like, here's all the specs actually, and they said we need like $1 million to make it work. But then there's the discussion, there was a discussion, why do you need so much money? And it's basically just a first tier proposal, and they decided, okay, let's just do it with $250,000. So the community talks about the governance, what's going on with Decred, and then can decide if it should be implemented or if it should be dropped, what actually to do with each case. Okay, but let's just move on. So where are we right now? Basically, we already had an on-chain voting in 2017, and it means that it has worked. The blockchain did not split, and we had a smooth transition to another fork, basically, because everybody transitioned to the new chain. Polity is running, I think, since December, and there are many proposals. So you can see every proposal, even those one that didn't pass, or people just didn't want to propose them further. And we right now are working on having a decentralized autonomous entity. So basically, kind of a DAO that can steer those funds which are available in the treasury to be decided through Polity, basically, right? And this has created an economy where everybody in the world can propose a solution and decide and get paid for doing development, for doing presentations, for promoting Decred, for doing work for the community and for the cryptocurrency. Yeah, we just basically want to be a sovereign project, not related to anyone. This has also some tricky stuff because it's totally new. Nobody ever has done this, so there's like problems like that we basically can't automate humans. So how to trigger that? How to work with that? What happens when we have a proposal that is actually very catastrophic? Nobody knows how to deal with that, and yeah, who has controls to the code base in a decentralized project? That's also tricky. So we need to figure that out. Yeah, and what's planned for this year? Decentralized control of funds through the DAO, DOA, as I mentioned, and third-party governance. How to tackle the governance model with other stakeholders that are related to the Decred project. Crypto gig economics created through Polity, because everybody can work through that and have some gigs. And yeah, let's see what's further down the line. Okay, so thanks very much. That's everything from my side. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions? Yeah, okay.
Everyone who has a question gets a swag, so I have 2 t-shirts and 3 bags, so you're welcome. Yeah, so
Right, so
I will give it up later.
thinking about how users or owners are engaged in voting, out of all the people who own tokens, coins, what's the percentage of them who actively participate in voting? Is it like 90% or is it like 10%? Are they more holders or are they really active?
I don't remember the numbers right now, but I think it depends actually on what you are voting on, because each time you need to decide on the proposals system. You need to you can abstain to vote or you can set the vote, so it depends. I think it's sometimes between 20% and 70%, something like that. I can look up the numbers and tell you the details. Yeah.
So I just wanted to ask about the voting as well. I'm not sure, maybe I missed it, but I just wanted to ask about the weight of the votes. So is it like each and every vote weights the same, or as the time passes by and somebody is more involved, it's like, just like on Reddit, for example, that people have something like a karma stuff, and then the more you're involved and the more quality involvement you did in the past, then your vote is like more important.
Actually, no, it's not like it doesn't depend how much work you do for the project. It's not related to that in any way. So basically, if you have Decred, you can buy a ticket, and one ticket enables you one vote. And basically, there's an algorithm which sets the price of the ticket so that we always have about 41,000 tickets. And for each cycle, there's like, I think each month, there's a cycle that enables you to vote. Basically, each block, 5 of those tickets get to vote. Basically, in one block, there you can have 5 tickets to vote, and through that process of block creation and voting, all of those tickets get passed, and it's basically a random process. It's not like one after another, but you are getting selected randomly, and it basically takes between 2 days to 140 days, I think, in which time you can be selected. But normally it's about 28 days. So, and there's a 0.5% chance that you won't be voted and you won't get the reward for staking your coins, which is 1 Decred right now.
Hello. You said that community agreed to pay 250,000 for creation of decentralized exchange. And who will create this? And what if, for example, there will be bugs after this creation, how it will be funded and who will be responsible for this?
Yeah, basically, I think our developers are responsible for building that. We have like our contributors, which you can check out on our webpage, decred.org/contributors, and yeah, those people will be creating the software. Of course, we have a process to check for bugs. We're not releasing software the first time, but also, actually, I think near all of our software is open source, which is one of our key things. So if you are a person who would like to check out the code and work on the decks, you can participate. And yeah, basically, if you do a good job, then you can also be a contributor, right? And then get paid for that. So everybody can actually check for bugs. And there's a bug bounty, which is also probably that's also counted in, right?
Okay, I have a next question. How the custodial voting works? And what I mean by that, like, if I pledge my tickets to vote to someone and they are in his custody, can I still vote? Because this is like a common problem for these blockchain projects that like have baked in voting into the token. Once you lock your tokens or whatever it is, you lose ability to vote, and it's just like not like in the real world. I can pledge my shares somewhere, but I still can attend the meetings and vote.
Okay, so basically it's in the wallet that we have, and for example the Decredition wallet which I have, and I don't know, I didn't hear of any custodial solution for stakers, so it's outside of Decred. If somebody enables that for you, and there are partners, it's not like partners, there are companies that are doing that, it's third party, it's not related to Decred. I actually wouldn't recommend that, because the problem came up that which you mentioned, it's basically that you losing your the ability to vote on something, right? And then somebody else actually can buy their votes, for example. That's definitely a problem. So we encourage everyone to stake their cash themselves. Even it's very simple and safe, even if you are an institution. And then you can decide on what to do with your funds. Even that, for example, we are present in the Ledger wallet, which helps you to store keys safer. And I wanted to say one thing but forgot it. So yeah, so it's basically very important to store your own keys and decide on your future yourself.
Okay, unfortunately we don't have time for any more questions, but you can catch Mariusz
exactly,
after
I'll be
the
there,
talk.
so.
Yeah, and